this couldn't happen again. This is that one.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're doing another model review for you guys. And today we're taking a look at NG Models, one of NG Models' latest release. I believe this was released back in late 2023 or early 2024 this year. But yeah, here we have the Turkish Airlines Boeing 777-300ER, obviously made by NG Models. And today we're going to be finding out this plane is really good, as they say it is, in comparison to Gemini Jet's latest mold that is shared between them and JC Wings. So yeah, I'm gonna start us off here with the box. My brother's gonna, it's gonna go back and forth between me and my brother on each segment of the video. So we're gonna start off here with the box, and my brother could have focused on molds. I'll do the details, and then he'll focus on the features. But before we get further into this video, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor of today's video, which is Texan Airplane Store. Not diecast, nothing. It's just Texan Airplane Store. If you guys use code ABBY24, you guys do get 50% off any purchase, whether it's pre-orders, in-stock items, collection sale items, or even clearance items. You guys do get 50% off any order that you guys want to, any aircraft that you guys want to buy. So yeah. So now let's get into the video. So starting us off with the box, here we have the classic NG Models box art. As this one is not one of the Ultimate Collection ones, I mean, I would want to get one of those eventually to review for you guys, just to see how much different it is from the regular NG Models boxes. I never got one of their Ultimate Collection yet. But yeah, starting off, yeah, we do have the aircraft in front here along with the Turkish Airlines logo, and it's nice coloration back here where we have the darker red, and then we have the lighter red. Well, this is more like a velvet red here, and then it goes to lighter red, and it's like a kind of like a grayish white, more of a gray though. And then we have it starts to go into like a light dark bluish color into like a orangey fade here, and then another bluish fade, and then we have that other orangish fade right there. And moving on to the bottom, we have the aircraft there again with the registration, which is Tango Charlie Juliet Juliet Juliet. And we have the NG Models logo along with 777-300ER, and we have the barcode back there. Moving to the side of the box, we have the Turkish Airlines logo along with 1 to 400 scale collectible models, die-cast metal. And we have the NG Models in white, and we have the same thing with just the, it's a pretty nice box overall. We have the warnings back there, but yeah, it's a pretty nice box overall. So I'm gonna have to give this a honest, I mean, it's not one of their best, but this one is really good though. So I'll have to give it about a 8.5 on this one. And my brother will tell me his opinion later.
And in the Ponca City Blackwell area, 68 degrees today.
Alright guys, so now moving on to the mold of the aircraft. My brother, I know I said my brother was going to do this part, but he's a little bit tired and a bit busy, and more busy than I am. So for next video he'll be in there, but this one he'll just have to sit out. But don't worry, don't miss him too much, he'll be back. But yeah, continuing on here, we have the mold of this aircraft, which is supposed to be representing the 777-300ER. And I say NG Models have certainly done a well job on doing that, although there are some, few points that could be taken off. As you can see here, throughout the whole model looks amazing, right? But then we take a look at the back here, and this is where we have our issue. So we're going to take a closer look at that issue right now. So yeah, as we do take a closer look at this, as you tell there towards the APU, it's supposed to have like 2 little prongs right here and right here towards the top and bottom. Those are supposed to be for like the APU lights. But for some reason, NG Models decided to copy Gemini Jet's old 777 mold and not have that, which I find that very strange and very unusual for NG Models to do that, as they're well known for making high quality molds and model aircraft. So I do find it strange, but I mean, this is one of their very few first releases of the 777-300. So I believe with the latest ones, they have addressed that issue and fixed it, I believe, hopefully. But yeah, that's where points are gonna have to be taken off. But yeah, as of that being said, mold is gonna have to be given you know, about a 8.5, because you know that, and then some other improvements here, like I almost forgot to mention here. We do have the, where the main gear is supposed to be going, and that's not like molded out. I mean, that's like not like really such a big thing, but like, you know, every little detail counts. And you know, I think NG model should have definitely added that, because you know, they've done that with a few other molds. So I'm just a little bit confused on why they didn't do it with this one. But yeah, so like I said, this mold is gonna have to get a 8.5, as you know, it does need those slight bit improvements for it to be a perfect model. Alright guys, so now we're gonna take a look at that mold. Now we're gonna take a look at how well, you know, NG models represent the Turkish Airlines livery, which is really important for every collector, I believe. I hold hope that's very important to every collector. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a closer look here at the aircraft, where we start off from the cockpit, where we do have the radome nose cone cover right here. Then we have the cockpit windows along with the windshield wipers here. Along with the Starlines logo, we have some angle of attack sensor and some pitot tubes right there. And then we also have a Turkish city in, what do you call the language over there? I think it's either Arabic or, no, it's not Arabic, but it could be Farsi, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Do correct me if I'm wrong though. And then along here, we also have the part of the registration there, which is the Juliet, 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 along with the red line for the no tow line, aka the you know, the fired zone, where you get fired if you go past that line. And we have the L1 boarding door along with the Turkish Airlines billboard titles, which is, this is the current and up-to-date like Turkish Airlines livery. And then we have the L2 boarding door, because this right here is like the first class slash business class, and then right towards here I believe is premium economy. And we also have the SATCOM box here. We also have one of the AVS antennas right here. And we have the Turkish flag right here, along with this nicely represented GE90 engine. And one thing I also noticed about NG models is that they made for this 777 mold, I know at least for the 777 mold, given that there's different engine variants that different airlines have went, that they made their, where the wing mold can accommodate for the GE90s, Pratt & Whitney's, and even Rolls-Royce engines, which I find that very interesting, because like, you know, like how we talked about earlier about the mold on the fuselage, that they didn't add that little prong things for the two APU lights. But yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, and then we do have the overwing exit here, which is the R3, I mean not R3, L3 door. So this is the overwing exit, and then we also have the line for the passage for like an emergency, like, you know, lets people know not to pass this line during the case of an emergency. And then we also have the outline of the fuel tanks here, along with the red nav light. And then we move towards the back of the aircraft here, where we have the L4 door. This has like the nice Turkish Airlines, I believe this is a tulip type of look to it. And then we also have another SATCOM box here, along some more VBS antennas. And then we have the L5 door, along with the 777-300ER titles, along with the registration, which is Tango Charlie Juliet Juliet Juliet. And then we have, move on to the horizontal stabilizers, where we have the trim setting markings right here. And then we have the APU, and then we have the beautiful Turkish Airlines tail right here. So now we're going to flip this aircraft over to the other side. Alright, so continuing towards back, let me just zoom in real quick for you guys. Alright, so there we go. So now we have the R5 door here, along with the 777 titles again, and then the registration. And then right here we have the compartment where pets go. So this is part of the cargo hold where it is pressurized for, you know, say if somebody wants to carry their dog or like cats or something with them on the flight. This is where they would go, because, you know, pets can't really go in the cabin like that, given if, you know, like if somebody else has allergies to like cats or dogs. So for that reason, that's why they have this part of the cargo hold here. I'm not sure if it's on narrow body aircraft, but you know, I know this is the case for long-haul aircraft like the 777 and other aircraft similar to its size. And we have the main rear cargo door right here. And then we're gonna move up a bit towards the front here where we have the forward cargo door. And yeah, and now we're gonna flip it over to the other side, but I almost forgot this part here. We have the registration here, and then we have the green nav light. So yeah, now we're gonna flip it over to the bottom. Yeah, flipping it onto the bottom now, here we have the APU access door right there, along with some other little markings here. Probably, I believe these are for antennas. And then we have the this is not even detailed in, but this is supposed to be where the tail strike dragger is. That's weird, but it's not molded in instead of it being a decal. But here we have the laboratory access door. This is where the hunter truck comes in and takes all the waste out of the aircraft. And you have the the main gear doors. This is what I was talking about. They're not like molded in. They're just decals, which is strange. And then we have the ram air turbine door right there. And we also have the DoD exhaust for the air filtration system. And then we have the beacon light on the bottom here. Have the air intake there. And then we have the nose gear doors right there. Now moving on to the last bit of this video, where we're going to talk about the features of this aircraft. Now this aircraft does feature rolling landing gear, which is always nice to have on a model plane, because I believe in the long run it makes it look it makes the aircraft look better overall, especially for like larger aircraft. But like regional aircraft is a little bit questionable. I kind of prefer the non-rolling landing gears on regional aircraft and center aircraft like the MD-83. But yeah, for larger aircraft like these, I think the rolling landing gear looks phenomenal on them, and it fits them really well because they can be done like very easily, where it doesn't make it look bad. But yeah, this does have featured rolling landing gear, like I said. But one thing I'm confused why they don't do this, but it does not have tilting landing gear. Now I think that's really important to have on certain aircraft like the 777, because say if I were to just placing it down and then I accidentally drop it, that kind of puts the gear at potential of getting it damaged, because it doesn't have that type of flexibility to counteract the drop and basically protect itself. So yeah, I find it weird because it's something that it's a nice little feature, but also kind of is like a safety feature in a way for the aircraft to help protect it, because on the real life counterpart, it's designed like that to help distribute the weight upon landing. And, it's just nice to have, but it also kind of helps protect the gear too, in a way, to an extent. But yeah, that's kind of really it. But features is probably gonna have to get a 5 out of 10. And I forgot to tell you guys for the details, since that this is done really well, yeah, the details are also gonna have to get they're not also gonna get a 5 out of 10, but they're gonna get it like a 9 out of 10, because there could have been a bit more that could have been added. Alright guys, now moving on to the final part of this video, which you guys have all been waiting for. Okay, so it's what you're mainly here for. Is this plane worth a buy or not? So yeah, so what we have here is that the box was at a 8.5 out of 10. And we had the mold also standing at an 8.5 out of 10. The only thing that really scored high on here was the details coming in at 9 out of 10. And the features coming at a 5 out of 10, which therefore leaves us with a score with a 75% on the score. So that's about a C. We're gonna have to give it a C right there. But yeah. So is it worth the buy? That's the real question. Yes, if you do need it and you have a Turkish Airlines fleet of aircraft, say if you have an airport based in Turkey, or just want to do a representation of Istanbul, yeah, then 100% go for it. If you have an airport where Turkish Airlines flies to with the 777, yeah, I say go for it as well, because even though it did score pretty low on on the rating, it's not a totally bad plane, it's completely ugly. It's still pretty decent and whatnot, and it's just it's still worth the buy. But is it really worth $56 for it? No, not necessarily. I'd say probably like $40 to $45 is a lot more fair price, given that this is a first mold and it's not going to be like the best. Like, you know, you're kind of not really getting your full money's worth out of it, because you're paying $56 for a plane. You know, I mean, you gotta at least spec some like more features like tilting landing gear and, you know, a lot more accurate mold. You know, but yeah. But I will definitely be buying another NG models 777-300 in the future. But as of now, I'm just gonna wait until, like, you know, the molds get better, and then they'll come back to this, and hopefully, and most likely, it'll do a lot better. But yeah, before we even close off this video, I'd like to thank Texan Airplane Store again for sponsoring this video. And if you guys use code AVI24, you guys do get 50% off any purchases on their store. So yeah, as of that being said, as always, see you guys in the next video. Bye.